Academics has switched sides officially again. Academics is exposing Drake for making threats to Anthony Shala, the manager of Kendrick Lamar, as well as trying to get the feds, well, didn't try, allegedly got the feds to take away Kendrick manager's phone for evidence in the UMG lawsuit. Threats were made previously before Not Like Us was released, and all types of things. Gang, I need y'all to make sure y'all run up these likes, gang. Smash up on the like. Share the video. Let's get some more people in the building before we begin this. I do need y'all to run up these likes. Smash up on the like. Share the video. Oh, this is crazy, gang. Oh, this is wild. Wild. Okay? Run up these likes. We gonna get into it in just a second, man. Run up these likes. Let's go. Let's do it.
I spoke to two TD people. I think they're both managers. One was Anthony Saleh. He came over. Basically, they were both kind of speaking about the same thing. I actually believe, I think maybe the media has a little bit to play into this, but I think both of them, both Drake and Kendrick, have radicalized fans. His objection, he said, some of this stuff on social media and some of the conversation, the shit is over. It's gone too far and getting too far. They're bringing up people's wives, people's kids, and people that are people who are not public figures. Say anything about Dot. It's whatever. But there's other people getting dragged into this that's not public figures. Now, I agree. This battle is over. It's old. But what I can't agree with when it comes to them having that demeanor, both of y'all are complicit. And that's why I even suggested, well, I ain't saying y'all got to patch it up with Drake, because I don't think he want to patch it up with y'all neither. But y'all should probably try to because most of this is coming from charged up fan groups or audiences that are super fans of both people. So if y'all say y'all don't want people to talk about y'all wives and y'all this, well, y'all got to realize where this came from. Y'all called it, he said your son or Kendrick's son wasn't his. Then y'all said he got a daughter, which nobody found. Y'all brought it there first. Y'all can't get on the fans. Now, granted, I think what he's saying, and I agree with, the fans need to let this shit go. And he's talking about radical fans, just like.
I agree. Salute to living live with 199 in town taxes. Salute to you for paying them town taxes, keeping the IRS off your back. Listen, gang, we got too many liars out here, bro. We got too many people that's telling stories. If Akademiks got pressed by day free management and all this, why in the world would they be telling him this information? I'm just saying. It seems like there was a cordial conversation that was had. All these made up narratives that you want to happen don't mean that it happened because you wanted it to happen. It didn't happen. It did not happen, gang. All right? It didn't happen. All right? Y'all want the worst things to happen and I get it. You want things to happen to somebody who said crazy things. I understand, but this just wasn't what took place. I'm just saying. But let's continue. Run up these likes, all champ.
Still posting about what, still posting, I don't know, some of these guys' family members, but still posting them, still talking about them in whatever derogative light. That's the stuff that, they're like, because I guess, these people have probably seen it and they're like, damn, I'm not a public figure. I can't defend myself. Makes sense. But it is both ways. And I try to let them know it is both ways. This isn't something where it's only a certain group of people doing it. This is where the battle, or obviously the battle is over. This is where it's at. So if that, I said the divisiveness in hip hop, if that still bothers y'all, that should subside on both sides. We'll see. You know, he comes into my suite, comes in Dolo. Me and him, we chopping it up. I get a drink. I was drinking. Me and him, we chopping it up. And it's the first time talking to him. Very reasonable guy. Let me say this. Very reasonable guy. His conversation went from there because, again, I told him, I said, yo, this is both ways. Yo, put it like this. I don't see nobody who doxes people more than K-Bots. And here's the thing. When Drake fans do things, they look at Drake to say he's almost orchestrating this. That's how people look at it when Kendrick fans do things. Oh, that's what y'all orchestrate. That's what I'm saying. Most of this shit is fan shit at this point. So cool. Me and him, we were chopping it up. And in, speaking about, obviously he's going forward, this and third.
I ain't gonna lie. It's the Glazers. The Glazers do be doxing people, man. If you're not on Twitter, you don't see the things that I see. Oh, the Glazers is doing a lot of doxing. Or at least they calling themselves doxing people. Sometimes people get so deep in this rabbit hole that they don't even realize that they doing weird stuff too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some people are just in this because they either a weirdo, they think that Kendrick Lamar is goddamn the black version of Christopher Columbus. Well, Christopher Columbus is actually black. We'll talk about that another time. They think that Kendrick is Jesus Christ, gang. I'm gonna take it that far. They think Kendrick is goddamn Jesus. So they go way, way, way out there, man. To try to call themselves investigating stuff. And they really don't know what the hell they doing. And then, low-key, you kind of, committing a crime in a way because you're trying to expose information that shouldn't be exposed, or you're doing too much. You're trying to look at people's bank records and all that. Champ. That's doing too much. I ain't gonna lie. It's going really, really south for both parties. The Drake Glazers, the Kendrick. I'm saying Glazers. These are not fans. These are not fans, by the way. Yeah, these ain't fans. These is Glazers. Separate Glazers from fans. If you never heard Damn, Good Kid, Man City, Section 80, To Pimp a Butterfly, if you never heard those albums, you're not a fan. It wasn't around. And if you didn't hear him at that time, you definitely not a fan. All right. Went up these like smash like. Let's continue.
He also mentions, because at first, when he first walks up, he says, Ak. He says, bro, why did you let that kid come on your stream? He lied on me. And he was saying in a way like, yo, bro, you letting Drake run plays to put people on your stream. Now I have to correct that, and I'm gonna stand on this. I won't give up any names. But the person who came on to talk about botted streams, go find the kid, and y'all can find out. Again, I don't want to give up people's names. This was not from Aubrey Drake Graham.
That was Patrick CC, champ. I kept telling y'all, that's the YouTuber Patrick CC. He was pretending to be someone else. That was the YouTuber. I told y'all off rip that was Patrick CC. Patrick CC is a Drake Glazer. He has a lot of subscribers, and he's also a Drake Glazer. Patrick CC, look him up. Patrick Space CC. That's who was talking to Akademiks when he was lying, saying that he got paid to bot and all that. Remember? Remember that? That was last year. Patrick CC. Remember that name? Sound just like bro. Contacted Ak talking about he got all this, got paid such and such amount of money to bot not like us on Spotify and all that. It's cap. It's not true. It's propaganda. He's a part of the Drake Glazer community. You know what I'm saying? That's who that was. That was Patrick CC, gang. People kept trying to tell me it wasn't Patrick. That's Patrick, gang. It's Patrick CC. Look it up. Look, it sounds just like bro. Also a known Drake Glazer. Also did the same things that he was telling Ak in real life. Just saying. Smash the like, share the video, gang. All champ. Let's get these likes up.
That was not from him. That was not from OVO. That's from people who in and around work with Doc. I'll say that. I'm not saying this as innuendo. I'm saying this as facts. I'm not saying that these people work directly, but that's their orbit. That's very important to say. So I said to Mr. Saleh, right? Brother, I get, what I've realized is that there's a lot of emotions. I don't have no emotions to this shit like this. I could still bump Euphoria. I don't give a fuck. I had the most successful year in hip hop that I've ever had. I don't care like that. They do. I could tell he was, I won't use that word, the E word. He was, let's say, passionate. And I said to him, I run a media outlet. When someone brings me that info, we are going to run it. Just like someone came to me and said, Drake scammed me. If I was operating as Drake's little tool or whatever, pawn, I wouldn't have Julian up here trying to explain how he felt top 5 and Drake scammed him out of millions. So the point is, what I told him is that that's how media works, brother. I get y'all are involved with this guy or back and forth, and you're viewing anything that comes out about you to think it's directed from there. But I could tell you it's not. And I've ran things that doesn't make Drake look in a good light. And Drake, he has to know by now, you know who Ak is. I remember telling that to Dave Free. I said, Dave Free, I've been doing this shit way before I covered y'all. I did it back to War and Chirac days, brother. So when you talk about how I view things or how I present things, this ain't nothing I started yesterday. I've been doing me the same way. Okay, so I talked to Mr. Saleh, and he gave me some info. I think I can say all this shit. This shit shouldn't be private. So he told me, which, again, these are allegations, but I'll tell you what he told me. He said, Ak, here's the thing. The reason why even I had to come over here and holler at you, dog, that dude who said that shit, he's lying. I never paid for no botted things. I said, well, he sent a screenshot, whatever. I said, maybe he's lying. I don't know. But that's what the kid said. He said, well, that shit has got me in a federal lawsuit now. So what are you talking about? He said, they subpoenaed my phone for Drake's lawsuit. They took it. That is bothersome.
See what you goofy niggas be doing? I told y'all this before too. I said the things you do on social media, the narratives that you paint, are also being looked at by the police and the feds. It's happened before. It has happened in the past. Just like they accused that one dude of shooting Offset. Not Offset, Takeoff. My bad. They accused someone of shooting Takeoff who never had a gun in the first place in that Houston place where they was at with the Prince family. They accused bro of shooting Takeoff and they arrested the nigga. Come to find out the nigga never had a gun. But people kept saying that he did. They didn't even know what the hell they was looking at. Did anybody apologize for that? No. But guess what? Now if you lying talking about Kendrick's manager paid him to boost streams for Not Like Us and you're lying, well guess what? Now this is going to be used against this guy. And now this guy's phone got to be confiscated by the feds. That's weird behavior. Because this never happened. And now they investigating it. And it's being used in a lawsuit as if it's proof. And it's not proof, it's a narrative. But it gets even worse because apparently Drake was threatening Kendrick manager before Not Like Us even dropped. Smash the like, share the video, run up these likes. Let's continue.
Again, that ain't, again, that is something that probably is very annoying, but hey. Now, y'all know my demeanor towards Drake's lawsuit. I don't think it will wholly be successful at the end. But then I get a little bit more info. And again, this is why this is why you gotta pop out and show niggas. Because this is where I get, Kendrick's team never talked to me. They stopped talking to me as soon as the battle started. They stopped, there used to be some communication. The guy named Kojo, me and Kojo did mad business together. Kojo hasn't said a word to me in English language since it is what it is. So here's the thing. Oh, now I remember because I was having a conversation with them. And if you're hearing this, because when we were speaking directly, face to face, Mr. Dayfree, when I reference to 2022 when I said, because he said, why didn't you hit us up if you're coming today? And I said, brother, why would I hit y'all up if y'all haven't talked to me in years that y'all could line me up? I'd rather catch y'all as a surprise, even though that's not my energy. But I'd rather y'all not be prepared for me. And
hold on, gang. Listen, do the man a favor. We have over 200 people in the building. I need you to run up these likes to at least 100. Please and thank you. The likes do help the channel, but we do gotta get these likes up, gang. It takes 0.1. It takes less than a second to smash the like. I need y'all to run up these likes, gang. We got way too many people in the building. Y'all have no idea how likes help a channel. I need y'all to run up these likes, gang. Please and thank you. Please do the man a favor. Get these likes to at least 100. Takes 2 seconds, gang. I ain't even gonna lie. 2 seconds. Run up these likes, gang. Please and thank you. Let's continue.
anyway, so he says, yo, remember in 2022 at the Miss Morale tour, I was standing right next to you. Like, I showed you a lot of hospitality. I said, you did. He also said, which was a confusing thing, he said, I didn't even know how you got to there. And I was like, huh? I said, brother, back then, I didn't really go to concerts like that. I said, y'all invited me. And he was like, nah, we never invited you. No, my memory has recollected. I was invited, and you could do the homework on this. 2022 by Kojo. Me and Kojo have done many business together. #1 digital guy, #1 blogger. We've ran it up. Don't you worry. He works for y'all exclusively now. Ask him, did you give act tickets to Kendrick's concert? He works for y'all now. So if you're wondering, I didn't remember in the moment because I'm like, no, it came from y'all. But he was working for y'all, and he gave me tickets that time. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I'm still with Mr. Saleh. So what he says to me, and this is all news to me, and you got to take it with a grain of salt because, again, because we've seized communication, it's the first time I'm hearing these things. It's the first time I'm hearing that they took this guy's phone because now they're looking for these allegations of botting. I didn't know. They don't put this info out anywhere, so I could only find out when I pop up. Cool. Which, by the way, he claims he's never bought it, so they will find that out. Also, he made a point that I actually agree with a bit. He said, I'm surprised Drake is doing the corny shit of suing because the same way he don't talk to his label, we don't talk to our label. We just pop up and turn our album in. So how the hell could we be in cahoots with UMG for anything? Okay. So we're continuing to talk because, again, no. This is when, what's the name of that song? Euphoria drops. And I told him, give me one, because we're sitting right next to each other. I said, give me 1 second, sir. I got to go watch Euphoria. I like Euphoria as a song. So I got to go turn for Euphoria. I did that. Got some more drinks. He comes back over. Now we're talking again. So he says to me, he says, because I was like, yo, even with you being put into this battle, Drake posted you, right? Like, why are you upset if other people have mentioned you when the two main people dragged other people into it? Well, he said Drake posted me because Drake know me. Now, I don't know what that means. He said he know me. Apparently he's from Toronto too. I don't know. But then he said, here's the thing. He said, you should, and this is what I don't know. And I'm going to ask Drake. I'm like, Drake, is this true? He says, you should have heard this nigga Drake, what he was saying to us before we whipped his ass. This is what he told me. I said, what do you mean? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I never really knew Drake speaking to anybody. Like, Drake has told me he hasn't spoken.
This guy, Joe Budden said he was speaking to people. Joe Budden said him and Kendrick got on the phone before the battle even started and they had an agreement. Now, for whatever reason, Drake and Kendrick had some smoke behind something. Well, we know what it was. First person shooter. We know Drake also had smoke with Future because he was sneak dissing Future and said, what will Pluto do on For All the Dogs? We know about that. That Drake and Future beef was silent until it wasn't silent, and then that's when we learned that Kendrick and Drake had something going on, right? And Kendrick popped it off on like that, right? Let's get to some comments, man. The Soundbender says, "Yep, the feds will look for them to do their work, even if it's yeah." A lot of content creators is helping the feds do the work with lies. Yeah, you could paint narratives and get somebody in a RICO. You know that, right? You don't have to get put in a RICO case with facts. The way your RICOs work is somebody in the RICO has to fold and start telling, and that's usually how stuff start falling apart. That's why you see biker gangs never get a successful RICO, because biker gangs usually have a certain type of loyalty to where nobody is folding in the RICO, because RICO is based on accusations and stuff like that. Feel me? So when it comes to RICO cases and all that, yeah, they could build a RICO of nonsense if they want to. You think it just gotta be no RICOs? They know it's based on facts. Be based on accusations. Some people beat the RICO because sometimes it is nonsense. But in other cases, if they have solid evidence or witnesses and etc., and yeah, you're done. You're finished. You dig? King James says they are not your friends to be talking to you about anything. Hank really think he's on the same playing field as some of these people. Well, there's no friends in the industry ever, in any industry for that matter. Assume anybody's cutthroat. Listen, Kendrick manager is telling Ak what he want to tell Ak. You feel me? Maybe Kendrick manager wants something to be put out there. You feel maybe Kendrick's manager, Anthony Saleh, wants something to be put out there. You dig? Maybe. This man should like share the video. Run up these likes, gang. Let's continue. Oh, champ, this is crazy.
In a Dot directly, but I didn't know about if he spoke to anybody else in and around Dot. Anthony Saleh, he confirms to me, yes, Drake was sending me voice notes talking crazy like he's a mob boss. That's what he says. He says Drake is saying to him, Drake is saying shit like, yo, I'm gonna done you like just talking crazy like, yo, you niggas is washed. Yo, you got like you guys think you could finish me? Crazy. All of a sudden they're like, then we drop the bomb. Right? Cool. Not like us in talk. All right.
I know he wasn't speaking to them niggas in patois. Oh, champ. Wasn't nobody worried about you, champ. This nigga thinks he's an Islander, champ, because he from Toronto. Nigga, you wasn't talking like that when we first knew you wasn't talking like that, gang. We didn't even know you was from Toronto till probably 4 or 5 years into your career. We didn't know where you was from, champ. We thought you was from Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, nigga. We thought you was from Houston, Atlanta, and Vegas, nigga. You said you was Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, and all that. We thought you was from one of them places, nigga. We know where the hell you was from, champ. Nobody thought, hey, this nigga is from Toronto, nigga. Now, we know Degrassi takes place in Toronto, but unless you watch Degrassi, then you truly don't know that Degrassi out there in Toronto, right? This nigga Drake try to press these niggas in patois like he part of the goddamn shower posse or something. Oh, champ. That nigga really was you gotta remember Drake is an actor, nigga. He got into Jamaican mob mode, nigga. He became Sean Paul, nigga. He turned into Sean Paul as a mob boss, apparently, nigga. Yeah, nasty work, nigga. Oh, champ. He said this nigga was talking in patois. I would have never been scared. If I heard Drake speak in patois trying to threaten me, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I would have kept doing what I was doing. Like, what? Oh, champ, that's disgusting, bro. And anybody who believe that, like Drake is like that, speaking that fake patois he be speaking. Oh, listen, Toronto really got steppers out. They really got some goonies out there in Toronto. They don't get it twisted. But the goons in Toronto ain't OVO and they ain't with Drake. Just so you know, the real steppers of Toronto is not with Drake and they not OVO. Okay? Run up these like smash like share the video. Oh, champ.
Then he gives me some more insight. And I ain't gonna lie to you. This was worth going to the concert for this insight. I live off insight like this. He says that Pusha T shit is real. He says the only problem is people think that happened recently. That didn't happen recently. He said if it was recently, UMG would let Pusha say whatever he want to say or do what he want to do. Why? Right now, UMG and Drake, their relationship might be irreparably broken because of the lawsuit. They're going at it. So they're not trying to spare his feelings anymore. But you told me. Not like us dropped last May. He said around June, July, because Drake supposedly approached UMG saying, yo, there's just a shooting at my house. These niggas got my house, which another thing, which again, you know, one point kind of counteracts the other. They say this shit going too far. I'm like, I could see how a nigga might think y'all went too far. Your cover art of the biggest song is his house with pedophilia pinpoints.
Hey, first and foremost, champ, all right? First and foremost, we know what signs those are, all right? Everybody gets a letter in the mail to see which Geppettos is in the area, registered and next offenders. Yeah, the offenders list. He put offender logos over Drake's house. He could do that. All this fear and war. Why Drake, man? Oh, Drake is all. That's what it is. Yeah, Drake just throwing nonsense. Drake really trying to. Drake is corny, bro. He's lame. He not about that. He want to run to the you run into the feds, bro. Now you talking about there's some illegal activity with UMG and all that, whatever. UMG don't really got nothing to do. They just do the promotions. Like UMG's not directly involved with the battle and all that. They're not. Niggas ain't have to ask Lucy and Grange for anything, bro. This was an organic reach. You feel me? This was an organic thing. Like this beef is what caught the internet's interest. So everything is organic. There is no bots. Everything is organic. You try to paint the narrative of bots. No. Everything was organic. You just mad at the turnout. You ain't expect the turnout to be the way it was. You ain't expect the Geppetto allegations to hit. You ain't expect your song to get shadow banned. You ain't expect Kendrick to have a diss right after Family Matters. You ain't expect these things. So now you wanna do Karen stuff. You wanna call the cops. You're trying to play. Now you wanna play. Nah, somebody gotta suffer for this. You know what? The label gotta suffer. Kendrick ain't gonna suffer. Even a little bit. Kendrick can't take no else. He already done made more money than Drake done made in the last year. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Kendrick made like 100 million already. And the tour not even halfway done. Feel me? This nigga done made over 100 million plus. And the tour wasn't even halfway done. Sold out stadiums. The man just keeps making history. I don't know what to say about it. But you're gonna have to take this out, champ. You know, Drake, you cannot do these things right now. Now, is Drake want to come back and all that? Yeah, it would seem that way. Is Iceman gonna go crazy? We don't know. We're gonna see. Will Iceman go crazy? We don't know. I don't know. Bring these likes up, gang. Smash up on a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're gonna continue this because this is interesting.
But whatever. So he said Drake complained to UMG because remember there was a shooting at the crib. And UMG asked Kendrick's team, could you remove the cover art? We need you to take the cover art down. It got his house on it. We want you to take that down. From what I heard, they stood 10 toes down to say, if we do that, the whole song should come down. We're not changing shit. UMG, who clearly is in it for the bread, is like, keep that shit up. Nah, they ain't say that, but like, basically they just allowed it, right? Cool. However, while all of this is brewing, apparently that's when the Pusha T thing happens. And that's when UMG, who is really at that point on a rocky relationship with Drake, they're trying to salvage a relationship. They tell Pusha, hey, right now, you can't drop nothing dissing the guy. We're trying to work on our relationship with them. Could you change this? Could you change that? Now, I'll be honest. He didn't say Drake instructed them to do this. He said they were trying to save a relationship with Drake, the label. So they were being extra sensitive about things that could piss the guy who I guess he was gearing up to sue.
Okay.
Okay? All right. I'll speed through the story a little bit. Yeah, pretty good conversation with Anthony Saleh. Seems like a pretty good dude. Pretty smart. He's a business guy. Then.
Okay. So, how the hell Drake mad because niggas put child predator or registered next offender logos on over his mansion or whatever? First of all, nigga, everybody knows where your mansion is at. If you do a simple Google search, we can see Kendrick's house. You can see any celebrity's house online. Everybody in Toronto know what Drake crib look like. Everybody do. Cause low-key, everybody done been through that area. You know what I'm saying? I know people in Toronto. They've been telling me this before, years before this beef even started, that they've been and they seen Drake crib. They heard weird things about Drake crib. I've been hearing about all this stuff before this was even a thing. So you mad because the nigga put logos over the crib? Okay. What's the difference between them seeing a Google image of your crib and them seeing the logos over your crib in a music art? I thought music was art. What happened? I thought music was just art. Why are we crashing out over someone putting things on our crib in an album or singles cover art? Why? Feel me? Drake got Push's verse removed with the Pop Smokes album, which was years before 2024. LOL. Of course he did. They also said that he had people at UMG who was pretty much working in favor of him, and apparently them people don't work there no more. Apparently those people who was in favor of Drake don't work at UMG no more. They gone. So of course they was trying to not let Pusha put out a verse that could potentially be harming Drake. Drake already suffered enough. Pusha T gave Drake nightmares. The boogeyman before the boogeyman came around, Pusha T, who dropped a very, very bombshell diss record that would definitely torment Drake in a different way, so much so that Drake had to do an interview for therapy, nigga. This nigga Pusha T sent Drake to therapy, nigga. Yeah, he made the nigga do a goddamn interview with LeBron James and some other people, and he was in therapy. Okay? Second time around, here go Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, here go Kendrick. Kendrick can cook this nigga so bad, nigga LeBron don't even want to mess with Drake no more. Oh, Pusha T just made Drake go to therapy, but now Kendrick just made LeBron not even mess with Drake no more. His friendships is getting ruined behind this one, champ. This is different. And LeBron went to the pop-out show. And LeBron was dancing to Not Like Us. And LeBron was dancing to other Kendrick songs. Any nigga Drake want to diss LeBron and all that. UMG not releasing the record. The Fighting Irish freestyle, UMG not releasing that. They said, hey champ, look, that's cool that you dropped that about 3-4 hours down the line. They take that thing down very fast. Like, we didn't give you permission to drop that. Take that down, champ. Matter of fact, we're gonna do it for you. Let's take this off, okay? Let's kick this out. Let's get this out the way, nigga. We don't want this record out here, okay? Nigga wanna diss LeBron, talk about he gonna put a goddamn bomb in somebody's trunk like bro off Empire and all this nonsense. All right. Also around the time where there was a terrorist attack in the same place that the Super Bowl was happening at, by the way. Remember? That Fighting Irish freestyle we talk about bombing stuff happened right around the same exact time that someone had bombs in their truck and committed a terrorist attack in New Orleans, which is where the Super Bowl was going to happen the following month. Ironically so, gang, remember, just saying, they said that same person who was committing those terrorist attacks actually went to Toronto. By the way, yeah. Ironically so, I know. Oh, Chan. P. Crowley says, Braun was at the LA show too. Ovens and Kitchens bar wasn't enough. Wasn't enough, gang. Wasn't enough. Too much, gang. All right. We have these likes. Living Life says, can't forget Metro Boomin boat in Miami blowing up. That's also a fact. And guess who was there? There was a OVO member right there dancing with some strippers as Metro Boomin's boat was burning into the ocean. All right. More facts. All these strange occurrences just kept on happening. Drake was crashing out, man. Yeah, Drake was crashing out. There's a lot of things happening. Drake was crashing out. Losing it. Losing his mind. Feel me? Oh, Chan. Yeah. So now you got Kendrick Lamar's manager speaking out saying, hey, look, Drake tried to threaten us in bad man ting lingo. Drake also got the feds to take my phone away. But technically speaking, that wasn't Drake. That was Patrick CC, the YouTuber, who was pretending that he worked for Anthony Saleh, Kendrick's manager, doing bots and boosting the views on Not Like Us on Spotify, which you can't even do, because if you ask Spotify, they cannot and you cannot boost anyone's views on Spotify. Right? So Patrick CC pretended to be someone else, called Akademiks, says he was botting for Kendrick, which led up to Kendrick's manager getting his phone confiscated by the feds for the UMG lawsuit, which is taking place on June 29th, I believe. It's coming up. It's on the way. So yeah, gang, this is getting rather crazy, rather insane, I'd say. Things is heating up, man. Pete Crowley says, that was Patrick CC on Axe Live. Yes, it was. It was Patrick CC. He didn't call this Patrick CC. He was pretending to be someone else. You feel what I'm saying? He pretended to be someone else. You feel what I'm saying? Put up these likes, man. Who was this weirdo in the chat? Who the hell is this in the chat? But yeah, man, as you can see, man, I'm gonna get you out of here because you a weirdo. I just don't, something about you is weird. See you tomorrow, gang. I don't like the questions you asking or what you. I don't like what you're saying, champ. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. To be technical, what Drake did was federal behavior anyway. Because why are you trying to get UMG in trouble? Because you mad. They don't even got nothing to do with what happened. You know what I'm saying? They don't even got nothing to do with what happened. You feel me? Yeah, y'all weirdos. Y'all niggas think I want to be. I don't want to be like anybody, nigga. I'm the man, nigga. I'm not trying to be like nobody. Who the hell you think I'm trying to be like? Trying to be like who? Who am I trying to be like, nigga? I'm me. I'm not trying to be nobody. Ain't nobody like me, and I'm not like nobody. So I don't know where the hell y'all getting y'all stuff from, but I am nobody. I'm who I am. Okay? Cut it out. I'm your father. How about that, nigga? I'm your daddy, nigga. How about that? Yeah, that's who I am. That's why you watch. You don't got a father at home, so you watching me. There you go. We figured it out. We cracked the code. There we go. Anyway, Drake. I don't know. Drake's a weirdo. I can't support nothing that man's doing. This guy's a bozo, a cornball. You lost, nigga. If you agreed to battle a nigga and you went to try to sue the nigga, you're a cornball. You're lame. I don't support you. You're weird. That's the same thing as me losing a fight and calling the police. That's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You disrespected my family, my wife, my fiance, my children, and trying to say my kids ain't mine and all that. Now I called you a Geppetto because you are definitely a Geppetto, nigga. Why you around all these underage girls for and you almost 40? Let's be honest here. We got to stop playing these dumbass games. Are y'all ready? If any of you goofy niggas out there that are above, matter of fact, if any of you goofy niggas who are grown adults are continuously seen hanging around girls that are underage, you are a predator. Because we as men know that niggas don't be around no women or girls that are not their relatives unless they have some type of motive, right? Men ain't just around women, they trying to clap buns, right? So if Drake is around underage girls a lot, what that mean? Do the math. We not about to have stupid ass conversations. Like, he's just being a friend. He's just trying to help. Yeah, he's trying to help, all right. Nigga, there's only one reason we be around chicks. That's not our family members. We gotta stop this madness, man. Do the math. Do the goddamn math. Stop playing these games, man. Pete Crowley with $5 in town tax says, learn something new today. These cornballs in overdrive all day, every day. Salute to you for paying your town taxes. Drake follows a bunch of teenage girls on IG. More facts. More facts. Listen, everybody that I know that was in the music business while Drake was in the music business told me he's a weirdo, by the way. Just so y'all know. Everybody that I know that was in the music business when Drake was in the music business told me son is a weirdo. By the way, they never said nothing good about Drake. Just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. So yeah. You can sue all you want. That doesn't mean you're gonna win. You're gonna have to have proof. You're gonna have to have proof, champ, by the way. Yeah. Cause you gotta remember what a Geppetto, if you look up the definition of a Geppetto, ask yourself what Drake looked like. Feel me? And he's a fan of high school girls basketball. Why was this nigga you don't know one rapper that went to a girls' high school basketball game unless it was their daughter's game. If this ain't your daughter's, your niece's, your cousin's game, why the hell are you there? This is not a family member. You went to say you are a fan of girls' high school basketball? Nigga, you're in your 30s. Is this not sus game? I don't know one nigga that's a fan of girls' high school basketball. I don't know one individual that's a fan of high school basketball in general. College basketball, okay. What are we talking about? This is weird. But this lawsuit takes place June 29th, gang. So we getting close. We getting there. It's going to be interesting. We're going to see. I don't know if this is televised or not. I have no idea if there's going to be streaming for this or not. And also tomorrow, Drake and Casanat are doing a stream. Yeah. Drake and Casanat are doing a stream tomorrow, gang. By the way, yeah. That's about to happen, okay? But listen, man. Do the mayor a favor. Make sure you run up these likes. Smash it, put on like, share the video. Let's get the likes to at least 200 plus. Please and thank you, okay? If you're new to this channel, subscribe. Get these likes up. Share the video. We're going to have more content later. Make sure y'all tap in. Stay tuned for that, all right? But one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready? It's the mayor. The one and only New York Mayor, F. Eric Adams, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe to Showface News now. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute. Oh, join the Discord. Discord link is in the chat. Join the Discord. Discord link is in the chat. I'm out of here, gang. Salute.